It seems that once every 5 years, Neil deGrasse Tyson is deciding to debunk the reindeers. You see, according to zoology experts, both male and female reindeers grow antlers. But all male reindeers lose their antlers in the late fall, well before Christmas. So Santa's reindeers, which all sport antlers, are therefore all female, which means that Rudolph has been misgendered. And as you can imagine, this drove people wild on the Twitter. Now, I'm not an expert, but I think that Neil deGrasse Tyson has not analyzed the problem correctly. You see, these are not just reindeers. They are demonic entities capable of taking flight. They have immortality, and one of them has a nose with the capability of emanating light and using it as a beacon for all the other reindeers. As such, it is very difficult to take into account that these are even reindeers to begin with. Furthermore, these demonic entities are capable of breaking the laws of physics by not just flying themselves, but flying with the sleigh in a horizontal way, which doesn't make any sense because you would have the reindeers flying and then the sleigh would hang like a ball sack to the rest of the reindeers. Not to mention that they're also carrying the weight of enough toys to go around for all the children of the world. Now, I understand that back in the day there were fewer children, so maybe people could somehow wrap their head around. But now, due to the high density in certain demographics, Santa's sleigh would look like a flying aircraft carrier. I'm thinking that people from Middle Eastern nations would think that they are being invaded whenever Santa flies over. So, I think that Neil deGrasse Tyson needs to understand that these are more like demonic entities capable of breaking the rules of logic and common sense, to the point that if these creatures were actually real, they would not be even considered reindeers. They would be a completely different category, and scientists would love to dissect Rudolph in order to figure out what makes it tick. Maybe the secret of immortality could be passed along many generations. But in all humor aside, why do people do this though? Is it like, oh, I can somehow tie reindeers to misgendering and I can get some progressive points? Is this what it is? Because I genuinely do not understand. It's just so bizarre. What is next? Is the Easter Bunny going to be debunked? Are we going to have the Tooth Fairy under scientific scrutiny? Apparently, most of the reindeers that are used to pull sleds are castrated males. This makes a lot of sense. A lot of farm animals that are male get castrated, which makes them easier to handle and have antler cycles similar to those of the females. Oof. Big oof. So how do the pillars of the community react? Look at this, 197 likes. Okay, and 197 people considered that this post has wisdom in it. Seriously, you can't just let female reindeer have this one. This is what you have to concoct to avoid having females in any kind of position of prestige. Look, Nancy, I don't know about you. I don't want to judge. I don't know from what culture you're coming from. I want to be as multicultural and tolerant as possible. But I'm telling you this. If I were to get my fiance to be tied to a sleigh and pull me around as I deliver presents for children, I don't think she would consider that to be a position of prestige. And maybe if I had a different fiance, maybe she would get turned on by that. Maybe it would be some sexual arousement that she could get. But definitely, it wouldn't be a position of prestige, Nancy. Fuck you and all your castrated jingle bells. You know what's interesting is that most of these people, they genuinely see a win when they have like some fictional character having like the same genital organ as them, but at this point it's not even the same genital organ because they're reindeers. Like they're built differently. They're not even human. Why do you need, like, here's my point. If you need to seek empowerment by looking at fictional characters, then maybe you're the problem. I mean, people who live in the Western world are so privileged compared to the rest of the humanity that there is no reason why you should be so depowered that you need to look at the animals pulling Santa's sleigh and hoping that you can identify with them at a genital level in order for you to get some sort of validation. Like, this to me is something that maybe some experts into psychology can fix, because like the issues seem to be a lot deeper than on the surface level. Like if 197 people are agreeing with this and they're like, yeah, you know, like we need to have Santa's reindeers be female because it's 2020, it's current year plus 6. Yeah, I think there's a deeper issue here. Like there is some underlying psychological harm that needs to be taken care of. Oh, Dios mío. I never thought about like the reindeers having a position of prestige. You know, like when I was a kid, yeah, I wanted to be like Goku. I wanted to be like Sailor Moon. Don't fucking judge, okay? Don't judge. Like the Powerpuff Girls, you know, I wanted to be like Barcop to fight crime and save the day. Hey, I didn't get a lot of cartoons with cool male superheroes, right? I lived under communism. I took what I got. I didn't have Netflix when I grew up. All of you young generations are judging. But I never wanted to be Rudolph. You know, like the reindeer. Never did I want to be, like, not even an elf in Santa Claus's workshop. Like, not even that. Because I thought it's like, well, that's a little bit difficult. It's, like, I don't know how much they pay those people, but like to work nonstop just to make toys day in and day out. They're not even the ones that get to deliver it. Like, you get to make the toy, but Santa is in sales. Right? Like, the people that are actually doing the job at Santa's company get no gratitude whatsoever. Like, no one knows. It's like, oh, yeah, it's the elf. Oh. No, it's Santa, because he's the one in marketing. Like, he's the one going door to door and giving shit to people. He's taking all the credit. He's getting all the good PR. And meanwhile, we don't even care about what's happening to those elves. No one cares about the elves. Where was I? Why did I go into a rant? But I'm speaking truth to power here. All right? Just saying that Santa should let the little people go. I'm like, should you let the little people go? Like, imagine how many children around the world you would upset. How many people would be crying if you unleash the elves. If you go to the elves and you're like, emancipation, civil rights for the elves, you let them go, they're now freed, and then children don't have a Merry Christmas anymore because Santa cannot deliver presents. Imagine how fucked up that is. You know, like, that's an ethical dilemma right there. Like, that would make for an interesting RPG. That would make for an interesting decision between good and evil. Like, what do you do? What is more important? The happiness of children all around the world. Like, there is some kid living in poverty and the only happiness he gets is Santa giving him a little present once a year. Versus the elves that are constantly working at Santa's workshop in pure, unhumane working conditions. Who do you put about? Huh? It's just a handful of elves versus the entire population of children. Yeah, everyone needs to check their privilege. Like, nations have been built on the work of elves. Because everyone, when they were kids, they were getting presents. It was due to the elves. My God, I should make a game like that. It would be such an interesting game. My God. Maybe I can even get an exclusive deal with the KFC console. Make it KFC console exclusive. I'm not kidding, they actually have a KFC console. See, this is why you're losing out, because you're not checking my other channel, which is Lack of Entertainment. I already reviewed that console. Such a great thing. You play video games and it cooks chicken. I'm not kidding. You can play it in 4K. It's got VR compatibility, ray tracing. You can swap in GPUs. It's an amazing thing. I think it's going to blow the competition out of the water. Until we're going to get like the MUC console. When you get the MUC console, then things are going to get spicy. Why though? Like, what? KFC console, but why? Anyway, right, subscribe to my other channel if you want to read more about the KFC console. And let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll see you guys there.